Good afternoon, everybody. This is Blue Table Talk. I'm your girl, Deborah Jones, and also along with my co-host Toya. Tonight we have a very special guest. I'm excited. I am. So I've been knowing this person since she was a little girl. So now she's not a little girl anymore. Blue Table Talk is pleased to introduce to you Miss Ashley Walker. But before we get to Ashley tonight, hey Ashley, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. And hi, Toria, how you doing? You had gone off before when I was introducing. Hello,
How you doing?
fine. Toria, you got to get that mic on because you always forget to turn it back on. Anyway,
I know.
I know. Anyway, so before we get to talking to Ashley tonight, guys, be careful because there are a lot of people out there I know there's one person out there right now that they're looking for that has been on the run. So be careful when you go. Please don't go out by yourself at night. I'm talking to the person who does. Please don't go out at night by yourself. Have somebody with you, and when you get out to get gas in your car, look both ways. That's just common nature, and so common knowledge and everything. So you guys do what you need to do to keep yourself safe because you never know who might walk up to your car and do whatever they please to do. So continue to watch out for everybody. Also, you as always, I'm always talking about COVID. Please be careful with COVID. I had a girl who just came back to work today with COVID, had it for a couple of weeks, and so it's not gone, y'all. It's still here, so it's still prevalent. And just wear your mask. If you don't wear your mask, just keep your distance. If you don't keep your distance, wash your hands. Do something so that it can prevent you from not getting COVID. So anyway, we'd like to welcome tonight to Blue Table Talk Miss Ashley Walker. Thank you for coming on, Ashley.
Thank you for having me.
Oh
I am
yes,
honored.
yes, ma'am. Ashley is a. I'm gonna let her introduce herself, but she's a model. She's everything. I'm a educator. You name it, is Ashley the blogger. That's Ashley. So Ashley, give us a little something about a lot of people who do not know you. Give us a little snippet about yourself.
Well, hello, everybody. Again, my name is Ashley Walker. On all social sites, you can find me as the real Ashley Walker or Miss B You Do You is what a lot of people have known me as for several years. But as Miss Deborah said, I'm an educator. Well, I'm a mom first. I'm also a grandmother. I'm an educator. I've been in education for 11 years now. After changing careers, I actually finished school and was a nurse and swapped over to education. Um, and I stumbled upon modeling. So I'm a model now, influencer, fashion blogger. I'm also an editor of a fashion magazine in New York. Just several things kind of just I stumbled upon. I definitely did not intend on doing or set out to do a lot of the things that I'm fortunate enough to do now. So I wear many hats.
So how do you take time to do you? You say be you do you. How do you take time to do you?
Right. And as the years progress, it gets more difficult, but you try to, pivot and figure it out. Especially when life is life and how those young kids say today.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm getting older. I'm talking about what the young kids say, right?
Yeah.
um but yes, I actually in the midst of life, my fashion, my dealings in fashion and modeling and taking different opportunities, that's how I do me. Like that's my safe place, that's my passion. And so when I'm able to do that, even if it's technically working, it doesn't feel like work for me. So
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
kind of
So you
kind
take
of how I balance it.
So you take a little time out to just do that. Do you model every day, or how often do you model?
Well, I guess when we break down modeling, because it a lot is encompassed in that. If you think about it, there's different types of modeling.
Right.
So, I definitely I dive into all different types. So I'm a runway model. I do e-commerce modeling and editorial. So e-commerce is, for the different brands and the things that you see online. Editorial is magazines.
Mhm.
And then we have also commercial modeling, which is more along lines with like the acting and commercials and things like that, which is really what I'm trying to break into now, to develop a portfolio in that. But I like to tell people I do something towards that part of my career every single day. So I
Mhm.
may not be on a runway every day, but I am doing something towards building or promoting my brand, or practicing my craft, or so whether I'm doing a class, or whether I'm taking a job, or working for one of my clients. I have clients in Beaumont, Houston, Atlanta. I have a couple of different states that I have clients in, and so whether I'm shooting content or actually a runway show, if I'm out of town, it just really depends on what the job is. And of course, I try to be as regular as possible Monday through Friday, because I am still a teacher, a mom, a daughter, a grandmother, and so I try to balance that as much as possible.
So Ashley, what made you get into modeling?
Funny thing, actually. I was one of my friends, when I was into a different business venture. I started my financial planning business, and an accountant, actually, that I became real close friends with. She was an accountant, but she was never happy. She always wanted to design clothes. She was a designer. She had already started selling pieces online. She does like African fashion.
Hmm.
And so she brings, instead of when people think about African fashion, they think about Black History Month, or
Right.
just, a dashiki or something. And she has been very instrumental in turning, using those amazing prints and making them into everyday clothing that you can actually, wear anytime, any day, in the office, into a
Hmm.
party, whatever. So she was actually extending her business to open a brick and mortar location, and wanted to do some advertising and marketing. And so one day she asked me if I would take some pictures for her, because she didn't want to be in her own clothes on her
Right.
marketing stuff.
Right.
And I said, okay, I've never been shy, but I wasn't a model
Right.
or anything. I was like, girl, I ain't no model. She was like, I just want you to put on the clothes, and we're gonna take a few pictures, and we're gonna, use them online. I was like, okay. So that's literally how this all got into play, was me
Hmm.
helping out a friend at back then, because this wasn't, I mean, this was like 6 or 7 years, this was like 6.5 years ago. It's amazing how far social media and online stuff has come, even just in the last 6 years, because before getting into this, I mean, my Instagram account may have had 5 pictures on it. Facebook was just for catching up with friends. It was not utilized for anything by me.
Hmm.
And so when we started actually trying to promote her brick and mortar location, is when people started being in inboxes and asking me and asking her, I've always wanted to model, or I've always wanted to do this, or even asking me to come take pictures in boutiques around town that I didn't even know existed. And that's just how kind of things took off. Because I said, well, first of all, we can't help anybody else do something that we've never done before. So people were just assuming that I was a model or I was modeling or I was doing something just by seeing pictures online. And so that's kind of how it started, was the business side of it. Not I wasn't saying like, oh, I'm going to become a model, because I mean, I was in my 30s. I had an older kid. You know, you would sit and think like, and I'm fine. I'm 5, whatever I am. I put 5'4" on my comp card. So y'all, whatever. When I put on heels, y'all don't know. So it don't matter. I'm short. Okay. So I never, peg myself to model or anything like that. So I was more so interested in the business side of it. Like, I didn't know all these people in this area were interested in the industry and modeling. And when I saw the influx of people just asking if they could model or if I could help them or if I could do whatever, I'm like, it's like, we don't really have anything in the area or any place that we can go here in the Golden Triangle, to get someone's footing, to get their foot in the door. And so I said, well, what you think? Maybe we should maybe try to create something. And so we pulled straws, and I was the person that got sent to go and see what it takes to to start out as a model. And I Googled.
Yeah.
I Googled what anybody would do. If you want to be a model, Google castings near me, whatever. I went to a couple castings in Houston, and I came around during the time where the self-love and body positivity momentum was just really kind of picking up. And so you had a couple of places that were interested in having somebody in their in their group or on their team and on their board that was not the norm. And that's kind of how I started getting more and more activity, because I was not your typical model. And so with the plus size and the short and the black and all those things together, that's kind of how I started getting pulled in for things. And then dancing all my life made it very easy to transition into runway walking. So that became one of the things that was really one of my things. Even though I'm not tall, I can walk. But it came from years of ballet, honestly.
So I noticed you said you've been down the runway and everything. So how do you hold your poses for extended period of time when you walk in and then you have to stop? Have you ever stumbled or anything like that?
Let me see. In my runway time, I really haven't had any. Let me knock on some wood somewhere, because I got a lot more walking to do. I don't want to. After I get off this call, then my next show, y'all see me stumbling and falling. No,
I'm gonna say there's shows. So you never did it before?
Up until this point, I have not had any of those tragic experiences that we as runway models, we stay up at night dreaming about before a show that we don't want to happen. But I think for me, what helps me again I danced for 20 plus years. So I have even though I'm plus size, I have a strong core. A strong core is the first thing that you need to be a good model. So those people out there that are interested in modeling, make sure you do those core exercises to tighten up, because that helps you with your balance. It helps you with, I don't care what type of weight you have, with that distribution of weight on heels, walking for a long period of time, and trying to navigate garments depending on the length and the weight of the garments. All that plays a part. So you have to be physically prepared for the job as well. And I think those years of dancing probably helps me, like I said, transition to that smoothly, to where, I'm not, the best walker in the world, but, it's one of my strong suits. And I think it's because of that.
Yeah, you was talking about social media earlier. So we're gonna go into influencer. What talk about social media. So what is your social media following now?
Um, well, if we talk about all of them, because all the platforms, Instagram is probably my highest count, which my Twitter is almost getting, I mean, not Twitter, my TikTok is almost getting up to that. But Instagram is, I think, almost at 96. It's like 95 something. With Instagram and Facebook, and Meta and all of that changing over the years, and then once they started paying us creatives, they really started controlling what they want to control. And so I've literally been at 95K for forever. It's like they will not let me be great. I cannot make that 100K. I don't care what I post. I don't care what I do. Even if I back off for a little while, things that tricks of the trade that used to work years ago with the app does not. And I just think that once you step into the realm of getting paid through the whole system, they really just they give you what they want to give you. And so I don't, even though I do utilize social media, it's different now from 5 or 6 years ago. I remember your following used to be like your bread and butter. Like, if you had 40K or if you had 50K, or just try, I remember back in the day struggling to try to build my following to 10K. I remember when I was working for 10K. But all types of things watered down that whole situation. People buying followers, people doing things that were not legitimate on the app, kind of made things have to go in a different direction. So it's not so much how, like, as a matter of fact, I wish I could delete 50,000 men off of my Instagram, because for me, the entrepreneur side of modeling and fashion and influencing, nobody cares about a million men on there talking about how good you look. Like, that's not translating into dollars. So if I could literally, but as fast as I delete, things come back. So but yes, when we talk about further into the influence inside of it, that number really doesn't matter to me anymore. It really, if you don't have 1 million plus, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
100K doesn't mean anything anymore.
So what is your engagement rate?
So my engagement, and that's another thing. My engagement rate is, oh gosh, it sits at like a 5% sometimes. It's a lot of things goes into that too. I get shadow banned sometimes. The people in the plus community, for different things, we don't get a fair shake on these apps. And it just depends on the day, depends on the temperament of the app, the algorithms. It depends on all of that. But my engagement, it definitely fluctuates. It has periods of times where it's really good. It has periods of time where it sucks. And it just really doesn't matter what I do. It's not a reflection of what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. It's just, for the first part of the matter is I'm plus size. Right. And we get our stuff gets hidden from a lot of viewers, just for the sheer fact. And it's unfortunate, but that's how it is. So I post consistently, because that's the only thing that's going to ride out the algorithms, is to remain consistent. So I consistently post, and I post across all platforms. And even though I'm not a video reel type person, I went with that wave because, I'm more of a picture girl. And so when that whole wave changed with the algorithm and everybody wants you to be up there, shaking, pop locking, dropping it on, video, that really wasn't my thing. But, I figured out a way to do it. So when I do it, I walk.
Right.
Like, may do a dance every now and then, but no. I can't keep up. I'm almost 40.
Wow, Ashley.
Right. See my little gray hairs?
I see it. Uh-huh. Anyway, let me talk to my viewers while you're drinking your water. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for coming on tonight. I appreciate you guys. Uh, do me a favor and share this link. Share the because Sharon is Karen. Let them know that Ashley Walker is on. She's a model. She's an influencer. She's everything. You name it, she's that. She's that. And her brand is Be You Do You. And so just go ahead and let her share the button. Also, don't forget to ask questions if you want to know anything about modeling, influencing, fashion, blogging. Ash is it. Ash is the one you need to ask about. So let's. I was gonna ask you often do you post, but you already said you post often. So
Post something every day.
yeah,
And I went through. Not even gonna lie. I went through a time and I kind of had to explain to my followers, and I still haven't really, really sat down and explained, or I don't have to explain in detail, but I've always tried to be as authentic as possible with my whole, with my platform and everything, and trying to show the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not just a person that just sits up here and posts all the great, wonderful things that go on in my life. So in the last 6 months, I have not posted every single day, and that's just because life was life.
yeah,
And so, but I had enough content because I do, like I told you earlier, I do some type of work towards this part of my career every single day. So I have content stored up. And so when people probably thought I was actually actively doing stuff for a moment there, I really wasn't. I had a lot going on, but I
mm,
was still trying to post because the being relevant, staying relevant, it's very it's a fine line, and you also don't want like all the years that you put into building a brand and building a career to not stay, to kind of fall because you're in a dark time or a dark place. So I still try to be as consistent as possible through that time.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you collaborate with other bloggers and YouTubers?
Yes, absolutely. Collaboration over competition all the time. It's the best way for everybody to rise. There's enough out there for everybody to eat. I don't care if you have 10 bloggers who do absolutely the same thing. You're still going to get 10 different flavors
Right.
of whatever they're serving. Just because we're all different. You can't mimic a blueprint 100%. So that's 100% my motto, is that I don't mind collaborating. I don't mind getting together and doing something to build that will benefit everybody involved. Is definitely necessary, for sure.
Right.
Strength in numbers.
So while blogging, how do you stand out from other bloggers?
Uh, so for me, well, one thing that I definitely will stand out with is I try to focus on affordable fashions. I love designers just like the next person, but my thing is to just provide the idea. Like if you feel like you won't look good in something because you're short, or because you're a size 18, or because you're this or that, I try to just put different things together from places that people may not think to shop, and so they can get an idea of what's actually out there as far as possibilities for fashion. So yeah, that's one of my thing, is to cater into the woman under 5'5" and under. It's a lot of places that they're unaware that they have clothes to fit us that don't have to be hemmed, or that you could just go in and really have a good fit because they don't see models
Right.
that look like them.
Right.
And so And also, what stands out too is I support a lot of the independent designers as well. Like I do some, a lot of the brands, but I do try to do a good mixture of independent designers, because they're the ones that um, provided a space for us when there wasn't. Like now
Right.
you have all these major brands out there that want, to have the plus size mannequins and, have the extended sizes, but that wasn't always that
Always,
way.
right.
Yeah. So I make it a point to try to still support and uphold those designers that are still out there doing what they've been doing for years, and not to hop on a train or a wave or a fad. And so I think those things probably will make me as a blogger stand out.
Tori, is there anything you want to ask Ashley?
Are you
Can you,
talking to me?
yes, ma'am. I said, did you want to say anything?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I can barely hear you.
I said, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm just listening. For some reason, I can barely hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
So
So I
I'm
guess
just listening.
guess I'll continue there. So what do you enjoy most about blogging?
What I enjoy most is actually just being able to share my style, my opinion, or my take on what's current, what may be trending or what may not be trending, because I'm not a person that jumps on every trend.
Right.
Um, if I like it, if I think it's cute, then I'm gonna get it or put it together. So I enjoy being able to just kind of be creative and try things out. Some things that you may think won't look good, or um, you know don't even look good on the hanger, may turn out to be something very cute on. So I always like when that transition happens. And you can actually sell something for somebody that you probably wouldn't have sold
Right.
before.
Mm-hmm.
I really, I guess, just people being able to look to me for ideas and for, valuing my opinion when it comes down to things. That's what I like about it more. What I like about it most.
So are there a lot of models in our city that are fashion models or that are plus size models? Are there a lot?
In our city, no, actually. And I won't say that there aren't a lot of aspiring, because we definitely have people that are interested, but in the Golden Triangle, um it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, you have a lot more definitely in Houston, but I would say in Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange, you have a handful of us that are, hitting the pavements, and working and traveling and going out, to try to keep a career alive, because it's difficult. It's
Mm-hmm.
not easy, to live here and to develop or sustain a fashion career.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not. In all honesty, I've literally, if people paid attention or really knew what things have looked like for me for the last 6 years, they'd be like, "Girl, you crazy." But the whole idea,
That's what it is.
right? And the whole idea that you're going to be walking in the mall these days and somebody's going to sign you and fly you out and pay for everything for you, that does not exist. That is a myth.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
so, most people that either were born here, is native here, and are actually wanting or pursuing those careers, they've moved, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. From day,
Um,
from day to day, how do you work that schedule out? You're an educator, you're a model,
yes.
you're a blogger, you're an influencer, you this, you that. How do you manage everything?
It's crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was telling you guys before we got on, like I literally like you see me from the neck up right now, and I was literally putting on makeup. Why? Because I had just gotten home from my regular everyday job. I had just picked up my grandchild late at daycare.
Mm-hmm.
um it, and I worked all day. I had no makeup on. I had my Memorial Titans t-shirt and pants on, working. When I talked to you earlier, I was simultaneously sending my fashion article for the month, because I had a break in my day. So I'm sending the article, I'm sending images, I'm sending credits,
Yeah.
for that to come, because we obviously we launch on the first. I mean, we publish on the first. So um literally throughout my day is always, there's pieces of it that I'm doing. So earlier this morning, the things that you may have seen come on my Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting up here, either I schedule it to go out or I'm posting it same day while I'm literally on my way to one of my students. So
Right.
it's like I am my you don't know when when my day for work, my regular 9 to 5 stops, and my business and my other career starts, because it's all intertwined throughout the day, throughout my responsibility, juggling my responsibilities. Because if I said I'm only going to do one thing from 8 to 4, and then I'm going to do the other thing from 4 to midnight, it wouldn't get done that way. It just, because the fashion industry, the things that I'm responsible for in that realm is still going all throughout the day, and definitely if it's overseas is all throughout the night. So that those obligations and responsibilities, they don't stop just because, oh, I'm a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm teaching school from 8 to 3:45. Like,
Right.
they don't care about that.
Absolutely.
And vice versa, but I'm fortunate in my, because I love Port Arthur Independent School District. Of course, I'm born and raised in Beaumont, and I'm a product of BISD. But I do work for Port Arthur Independent School District, and I am supported 100% by what I do. And so, some people are like, oh, you don't want to post that because you don't want nobody to know. Are you sure you want to go do that? But they know that I work hard for
Mm-hmm.
my kids and in my job, and I have integrity. And so they know that when I'm doing my other career, that they support me in that, because they support, what I'm doing. They believe in what I'm doing. And so it's so much easier for me to be able to do both when you have that support system. My
Mm-hmm.
superintendent supports what I do. I
Mm-hmm.
do. So I couldn't replace that for anything. And so that helps a lot in
Right.
in juggling both. Is I don't have to hide. I don't have to, say, oh, well, I can't, have this account public, because, of course I'm not like doing anything bad, but some things could be considered questionable sometimes. But I've had people back me up for
Right.
swimsuit photos. I mean, you'd be surprised. I guess they don't think teachers wear swimsuits, or I'm like, what we supposed to wear when we go to the pool, when we go to the beach? What
Right.
y'all think,
Right.
teachers, we go suited and booted all the way
Most
to Jamaica?
yeah.
I'm like, so the fact that if I am doing some work for swimsuit, for a brand within a swimsuit, or even intimates or lingerie, I always try to do it very tastefully, to where if I don't catalog or parade any. Some people, if you pay attention, I do not post everything. You have to kind of to know what the boundaries are, right? So I'm not
Right.
posting everything all the time. I'm not posting all of my work all the time. I'm not posting everything to Facebook, right? Just because it may be a different crowd and a different following. But when I post, I'm not just posting for looks and views. It, like, they know that I'm working when I post. So it's
Right.
not, hey, look at me, I'm a teacher in a bathing suit. No, it's like that's for actual a company or a brand, and it's tasteful. And so that kind of that X's out that headache of what
Right.
some people may have to go through when it comes down to juggling careers.
Right. Cool. So, how do you find, as a blogger, how do you find creative ideas?
Oh, that's a good question, actually, because it's very easy to get stifled
Yeah.
in your creativity. Um, for me, I always do my uh, I try to set out the year. It's kind of like, and it's kind of easy because I'm also an editor for a magazine. So we kind of have themes for the month all throughout the year, right? So you kind of already know what your target theme is going to be for, say, January or
Mhm.
February. February being love, March being spring, and all those things. So and also with the fashion industry, you stay up with what's current, and of course the industry is usually about 6 months ahead, right? So you're trying, so for me to stay creative, I'm always still pulling on whatever is currently going on, or whatever I want people to be able to look to. So it's all still very strategic, even though it's being you're trying to stay creative. It's still a very straight up type of way to tackle it. So whatever I'm writing about, or whatever I'm posting about, that's literally like clothes that are trying to be sold, or we're talking about a season change, transitions from winter to spring. Like, you can get creative with how you present it, but it's not rocket science as far as like what you're going to actually focus with you know
As a fashion model and a blogger, and anything else you are, give me 5 bases anyone who need in their wardrobe. Ooh, I got that kind of close together. Wardrobe. What are 5 basic things that we need in our wardrobe?
5 basic things. You need a great pair of jeans.
Ah,
Great pair of jeans. I don't care what time of year it is. You need a pair of jeans that definitely accentuates the best parts of your body. And I definitely have some places for the curvier girls, the places that I love for denim. Right now, of course, I love Good American. That's not just because that's not just a gimmick because a brand that I'm working with. No, Good American jeans are really, really good for the curvy girls, the people that have trouble with the waist and the legs and the hip and everything lining up. Good American. American Eagle. American Eagle has some good jeans. Hollister, you'd be surprised for the curvier bodies. Hollister has some jeans too. You just kind of got to get out of your head with the sizing, and just go in and kind of see what your sizing is going to be in these different places. And you can really Old Navy, Rockstar jeans are, man, they are some rock stars. I have a million Rockstar jeans from Old Navy. I love Old Navy, by the way. Very inclusive brand. They stick to that diversity and inclusive thing, and it's not just a gimmick. To me, I think that's really what Old Navy is. So I always appreciate Old Navy. But yes, those are some. Get you a good pair of jeans, because you're gonna wear jeans year round. I would say a solid button down shirt, a solid color white button down shirt. You can do so much with that. Uh, you can wear it with some jeans. You can wear
Yeah.
it as a if you get it oversized, you can wear it as a cute dress with a belt. You can wear it underneath things in the winter. You can wear it a collar under a sweater. I mean, you can really just do a lot with your basic white button down shirt. I would definitely also say a black fitted dress, like a pencil type dress, like a form fitted dress. Again, one of those things
Like
that you
A-line,
can.
we used to call it A-line.
Right. One of those things that you can mix and match and layer and dress up or dress down. You can wear it with some heels. You can wear it with some sneakers. And accessorize it. So those are some things for me for sure. What else would I say? I also would say, of course, a pair of black pants. I prefer everything to be straight leg or slim fit for me, just because again my body type and the slimmer cut elongates my body, but everybody's body is different. But you're gonna always need a pair of classic black pants because you can mix and match everything with that as well. And just some regular tees, like a white tee, a black tee. I mean, those are some staple things that you can have and you can do so much with all throughout the year. I don't care what season it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, back in the day, they said you can't wear white after Labor Day. So I mean, things
I
have changed.
always do.
Yeah, things have changed now. So why do you think that now people is wearing white after Labor Day?
Well, at first I think it was maybe like a trendy little fad thing that, you know, when people started trying to rock the boats, you know, you when you came out with these people that were gonna like my whole thing is walking beyond the standard, where people were just saying, you know, well, I think just trying to be rebels in stuff, and then I think it just caught on because everybody was just like, well, why not? You know, and if you think back to where it comes from, not wearing white after Labor Day comes from the olden days, right? When the and it was a socialite type situation. It was the upper echelon of the community. It was a way to end like the vacation time.
Right.
Was no more vacationing, and so it didn't even apply to every regular everyday people. This was like something that they did in the social circles of, you know, the hoity-toity people of society. And so as the years progressed, I think people just kind of started really like looking into people like, I like white, you know, like I want to wear a nice white suit or a nice white dress, and who says I can't wear it after September? You know, who says?
Yeah.
And so I just think it took a few rebels that were, you know, just ready and willing to be bold and be them and do them. And I think it caught on at first, maybe like a fad type thing, and like, oh yeah, we're gonna go against the grain and we're gonna have an all white, like y'all wear all white, you know, to this event after Labor Day, and ooh, you know, see what's gonna happen. And I think people just kind of it stuck, and they're like, it's nothing wrong with wearing white after Labor Day.
Nothing wrong. By you being a model. Oh, let me talk to my guest first. I mean my viewers first. Okay, guys, we know we have Ashley on here. I hope you shared your contents and let everybody know that Ashley Walker's on. Ashley is a model, an influencer, fashion blogger, fashion whatever. She's editor. She's everything. And don't forget, she's an educator as well. And so, if you want to talk to her, ask her anything about those topics, feel free to come on and ask that. But this is what I wanted to ask you, Ashley. As far as accessories, do you match your accessories with your shoes, or do you match it with your outfit?
Oh well.
Or do you match it? Do you match it? Period.
I was gonna say, honestly, for me, I accessorize when I'm actually going to a certain event, or if I'm actually wearing something for somebody. Y'all wouldn't imagine if you spent a day in the life with Ashley or something, or follow me for the week or whatever. I really like this. This is as far as it's gonna get. Like, and I may have like a necklace on, with every single thing I wear. Because you can catch me more in athletic wear than anything. Like I could be in a pair of Adidas pants every day of the week if my life allowed for it, like literally, and a pair of sneakers. So when it comes down to accessories, when it is time to accessorize, it's gonna definitely depend on the look. It's gonna depend on the outfit, because you don't want your accessories to take away from whatever the look is. So depending on the style of the outfit, the colors in the outfit, you don't want to have too much going on. The cut of the outfit, some cuts call for, a chunky necklace or a necklace, and some call for just something very simplistic. Some call for, nothing at all. It just kind of depends on that specific outfit. So for me, when I'm getting ready to go somewhere and I have a certain look put together, I take all that in consideration. So I don't stick to one certain specific regiment. Like I have on gold shoes, so I'm gonna have on gold jewelry. It really depends on the entire look for me. Accessories accompany and complement the look. I don't utilize them to kind of take away the show, of course, unless the accessories are the point of focus.
Right.
And then for me, if I'm trying to show and showcase the accessories, then I'm going to definitely have a toned down classic look. It could probably be one of those staple pieces I said in my closet, where I have jeans and a tee on, and I want you to focus on the accessories.
So, do you walk around looking for models or anything like that? So, like to go to the mall or go around your job or just dance and you see, oh, I bet she'll make a good model or he'll make a good model. Do you do stuff like
I actually do. Like I always, some people ask me this at one point, especially when we do our fashion shows, our annual fashion shows. I don't have a desire to be an agent. Or a manager, so to speak. And the reason for that is because I'm still building my own career. And I don't, even though I have a lot to give, a lot of resources, a lot of things that I can teach, I don't want to take on the role of being a manager or an agent, because I don't want conflicts of interest, right? Because industry stuff can get really, really messy. And I don't want to be trying to still nurture my career and then have it come in conflict with somebody that I'm working with. So I keep it at a consultation level. I do have a consultation firm, and it's Fortify. And some people can contact me and reach me. I've always, people tell me about this, and people that I work with closely, they're like, you're always supporting everybody else and you never push what you're doing. Like, probably, with Toya, this is probably the most that somebody's asked me about, like my apparel and my site. Like I had to really like go over I didn't forget I have it, but it's like I'm always pouring into so much and everybody else. And I say every year that I'm going to, pour into the things that I'm doing, or the things like I've had, my apparel line for a very long time, and it could definitely be further along than it is now. Had I nurtured it all this time as much as I've done everything else. So that's a piece I'm still working on. But with Fortify, which goes back to where I started from before I started my own career, was the consultation side of it. Like I wanted to build a network and build the resources to be able to go out in the Golden Triangle and help those people that aren't able to hop on a plane every week and go to Atlanta or LA or New York for go-sees or for, different auditions and opportunities. I wanted to be able to establish something, that a base that they had, because the closest place we can go is Houston or Baton Rouge for actual brick and mortar locations that you can go to kind of get some sort of help resources, them call themselves agencies or, schools or whatever the case may be. We really don't have anything in the Golden Triangle. And so my consultation firm or agency is where I provide a package. And I have a photographer. Most of everybody knows who my right hand man is. And I spoke about my friend that's an accountant, but Alfred Beverly with Career Solutions Photography is hands down one of the main reasons why I got started in this. And I didn't have a chance to kind of talk about that, but we can get on him for sure. He's a part of my consultation package where we work together in that, where if you are an aspiring model trying to get your foot in the door, get things started, we provide a package for you. First of all, you have to get in front of the camera. You have to, get you some images and see how you work and move in front of the camera, get something that you can actually put together and shop around.
Right.
I share my knowledge of social media. So I help with establishing a foundation on social media, the things that bios need to say, the things that, a good look for a profile photo, things that people you need to follow depending on what you're trying to do. And I also have, a whole network of people outside of Texas that I can, put my hands on or pick up a phone and say, hey, in my mind, like, even though they don't, hey, I may be too short for this opportunity, but I got somebody that would be good for that opportunity. And so I do that. I still do that. I don't walk around, scouting. But depending on where I am, because I've been in Houston one time. I remember one time it was a hotel, and I was actually getting ready to check out of the hotel and do something, and I literally this girl walked in, and she was walking around and kind of looking, and she actually asked me if I take a picture of her because the lobby was really beautiful, and with that situation, I actually got her information. I got her to shoot with Al, and it was really nice, really good. And she, she's taking things slow, but she's doing her thing online. So I definitely take notice when I'm places, and for sure I try to give back to Golden Triangle. So if there is anybody, like, there's still several people I work with that were in my first fashion show with IFP here. And we established that because we wanted to give homegrown people the opportunity to establish a resume and to get started. That's why I don't I take people that have never set foot on a runway before, because I'm confident that if I work with you, I don't even need months and months to work with you.
Right.
If you have the potential and I have you for a little bit, I can make it look like you've been walking for a while. And so, yes, I definitely do that, and I welcome that. And even though I'm busy, that is one of the things that I'd still do.
That's why I can't never get in touch with you, right?
Well, that time you called just a while ago, it's probably me trying to get on this system.
I already called Ashley, and I can't get in touch. I leave a message. Y'all, she busy.
So, guys, my earphones are working now. So, Ash, you want to tell us about your apparel line and what sizes it starts, the range, and everything?
Yes. So, I do have an apparel line. I not by any means, look at myself as a designer or anything like that. My apparel line, it started with the idea of getting my message and my the foundation of why I do what I do out to the masses. And so I started putting different things on t-shirts.
Mhm.
This was, I started doing this back in the day before everybody and their mama was making t-shirts. That's why I was like, I've been sleeping on so much money, like I'm not even lying. But I've had the machines in here, like on side of me I have like press machines and crickets and all kind of stuff like that. I've had all that stuff for years. Okay. It's just I guess the money never fueled the reason why I was doing it. But so for my apparel line, it was like, when you think about designers,
Mhm.
say Louis Vuitton or Chanel or whatever, anywhere you go, you recognize those labels. You recognize, firsthand who that bag is by, who that outfit is by those labels. So for me, back then, my idea was that I want to get these very simple message but impactful messages out to the masses. I want to remind people to never stop shooting your shot. I want to remind people to that it's okay to be you and do you. Like, it's okay to walk beyond the standard. It's okay to go outside of the standard to do something that you want. Shut out everybody else telling you that you can't do something. And so that's where these hashtags kind of came from years ago. And I started putting them on t-shirts. It wasn't a whole apparel line at first. And I used to be a vendor at certain events and have like just the basic. I wanted to keep it very basic. I had white shirts, I had black shirts, and I had my sayings in different color letters, whether it be black, white, pink, whatever. That was my thing, and that's what I did for a long time. Then I kind of branched out into bags that did the same thing, because I'm like, what's the easiest way to get people to get the message? It's for people to wear it, for people to have it, to hold it, to drink out of it, to do whatever, just your basic advertising. And it was no rocket science. It's your basic advertising and marketing situation. So that's what the novelties and the t-shirts is what started apparel by Miss B You Do You.
Mhm.
And it was very basic. So over a little bit of time, when we decided to have our first fashion show, I started thinking about having like ready to wear pieces with the same thing, because I'm like, everybody don't wear t-shirts, or everybody may think that they could wear their t-shirt, but they're gonna wear it to to sleep, to work out, to whatever. Like, I want something that can go further. And so that's when I started making the sweatshirts. I started making the regular, the dresses, the crop tops, the workout gear, the bodysuits, just the jumpsuits, everything. That's how the actual apparel line came to be. And I actually showcased my apparel line at my first show out here, in that we had in 2018, I think. Yes. So I have just some basic pieces that you can mix and match. I thought about, people layering them. They like to put bodysuits under things. You could put blazers over my regular shirts. You can, dress it up, dress it down. You can wear my workout outfit to yoga. You can wear it to the grocery store. You can, all of those things. And it has my sayings, my hashtags and things on there. Respect my curves. That's one of my main things as well. And so I put that on dresses, just everything, you name it, swimsuits, all of that. So that's what makes up my apparel line. And it's all sizes. I remember back in the day when I first, and it kind of gives you a little bit of idea of what happens with brands and designers when you are ordering in bulk, different sizes, right? I remember at first because I've always gone from extra small to 3XL, but being a plus size model and pushing for inclusivity and diversity and things like that, it makes you say, okay, well, yeah, you stop at 3X. you stop at 3X, or why do you charge more for 2X and up and 3X? So all of those conversations came into play. So I say all that to say now I offer extra small all the way to 5XL for most items. There's still items that I have trouble because, again, I'm not a designer. I don't sew. So I'm still ordering things in bulk that's available, and it's very difficult. We all know that getting certain things from overseas, from from all this mess, and has been crazy. So my sizing may fluctuate on certain items, but everything is pretty much inclusive, and I try to keep my price range very, very affordable because, like I said, it never was about the money for me. And then some people were like, but you don't want to go broke trying to
Right.
trying to get one order out to somebody, right? So there's still some things I think I told Toya a little bit ago, like it's some updating that I definitely have to do. So anybody that's going to my site, is definitely some updating that gotta happen. But yeah, that's the gist of it. It definitely is something from my heart. It there's a purpose and a meaning to it, and yeah, so.
So in order to get something from you, outfit from you, we have to go on the website, BU store square site.
Yes, or yes, you can go there, or you can contact me in my inbox, or I'm still at that point to where you can do that because I'm pretty sure like hundreds and hundreds of orders, ain't gonna come in yet. I do claim that at one time, at some point, it will. But I will still take people contacting me in the DM if there's any issue or problems on the site, or something that you can't get, something that you can't click. I do have one person that contacted me that was having some issues putting something in a cart, and I will definitely love to assist you with that, because again, everything that you get, I make right here to order in my house. I got in the closet, I have merch built up, and so when people contact me, I get it done for you.
Anything else you need to ask Toya?
No, ma'am.
One thing I am working towards, and this was something before COVID that I really was working towards, was getting a deal with Forever 21.
Okay.
I still would like to do that because the sourcing of it, handling the manufacturing side of it and all of that, I like to let people, with wherever their strengths are, I like to let people do that. So I've always had an idea that once I got it started, I would pitch it and pitch my ideas to a larger company. Forever 21 always was top on my list because they have a lot of those ready to wear classic little regular pieces that you can put, and they've also collaborated with a lot of people like doing the very same thing, since I thought about it years ago when other people started doing it and I kind of missed it. But again, it's still stuff out there. Nobody still has my blueprint of what I have and want to do. And so that's still one thing that I would like to work on and pursue now that we're past COVID and all that other crazy stuff, and a lot of brands and stuff were kind of like halting things. They really weren't taking new ideas and stuff because we really just didn't know where things were going to go. And so I that's one thing I want to pick back up is my conversations with Forever 21, even now Shein. Shein is very, very open with collaboration. Like a lot of these fast fashion brands are getting very smart. They're like, instead of stealing designers' ideas, let's collaborate with them, and they can still make us money because we're giving them all of the tools that they need. So let's, bring them on board. Let's let them do their creative and get their ideas out there. So, Forever 21, Shein, a few other places I plan to in the upcoming months try to pitch so I can kind of, liven back up and wake my brand back up and my apparel and really get it out there to the masses. And that's really the way that I'll be able to do it, is to collaborate with a major brand.
Good. And
I tried to make 50 shirts one time for an order, and y'all should have seen me in here. I was crazy. I was like, when people ask me if I take orders, I'm just like, I'm like, I really got this equipment for me to do my own stuff. Like, because I'm really, really anxious and I have anxiety about deadlines. And when people giving you money and paying you to do something, and if you can't meet it, and my life is always literally so crazy, and I'm literally the only person in here needing stuff, and press, and I'm like, what's the design again? And and actually, like, I just for Al, as a matter of fact, I did look, this right here, I'm gonna show y'all all my business. But when they started putting the
oh yeah,
the codes on the shirts and stuff,
right?
Yeah, that seems in a company that's probably real smooth, but when you're doing that at home in your in-home office, that is not the easiest thing to get done. And so you take on what you can. So yeah,
you gotta learn how to say no.
Yes, I do small things now.
Give me a couple more months, not this time.
I'm like, you need what for when? Ain't gonna be able to do it. Get somebody else to do it.
Right.
I'm gonna pay you. Oh, probably so, but no, because you'll be mad. Because then if I miss it, then that's it. Then my business is done.
Right. So I'm very respectful of time. So we're gonna have to get off of here. And I really appreciate you, Ashley, for coming on tonight. Blue Table Talk really love you, and we appreciate you. And we if anything that we can do, or we can do to help you out, anything, hey, all you gotta do is give us a call, and we right here for you.
Well, definitely.
So is there anything you want to leave anything with the audience before we get off the air?
Well, it's so great. It was just like we were kind of talking in the living room, because at first I was like, "Ooh, we're gonna be on for an hour. What we gonna talk about?" But it's amazing that we've gone over, right?
Right. Right.
But
it goes so fast.
Right? It really does. But yes, most importantly, what I want to get out there is that, one of the quotes that I love from Tyler Perry is that, your current situation does not determine your destination. So when he first said that, that stuck with me. That's my quote, because it literally is so true. Whatever you want to do, whatever ideas you have, whatever passion, whatever dreams, it's never too late. You're never too old. You're never too big, small, short, rich, poor. Got too many issues. You can still figure out a way to make it happen. So, whatever it is, just go for it. Don't stop shooting your shot.
Right. True that. Well, guys, thank you guys for coming on tonight. But before we get off, let me remind you of the Line Dance on tomorrow night at the American Legion from 6 to 7. It's 3430 West Cardinal Drive. It's free, but they all started to take donations. But your instructors are comedian Eliza, comedian Positive Vibes, Yolanda Johnson, Nan Johnson, myself, Deborah Jones, and our sponsor is Cheryl Williams. So come out and enjoy us tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And last time I think we had up to 89 people, so we're expecting more. So whoever brings the most people tomorrow might get a prize. You never know. So come on out tomorrow night and enjoy us and enjoy your time. But don't forget to bring you a bottle of water, because you do sweat in there. So Tori, you have anything you want to leave with us?
No, sharing is caring. Please share the video.
Yes, please, and please support Ashley Walker. Please support her. She is a Black-owned business owner. So she, like I said, like we said, she's a model, and she's such, Ashley know that I have always loved her. Even when she was at Fail School. When Latoya told Ashley Walker, I said, Ashley. Is that my girl, Ashley Walker?
Yeah, Jones threw me off, but I was like, Miss Holmes, yeah, I know her.
I know. I told her, I said, she don't know me about Jones. She don't know me about Holmes, though. So thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you, and God bless you is our prayer. If there's anything that we can do for you guys that we pass along this way, then we know that our living is not in vain. God bless you and God keep you is our prayer. Wesley Wynn says hello, Ashley.
Thank you. Hi, Wesley.
Eliza, comedian Vibe, says hello as well.
Love her. Hi.
All right, guys, and everybody else on here, Gabrielle, Kathy, Cheryl, Lillian, they all say hello. So thank you guys again for coming on tonight. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you. Appreciate it.